Sometimes it's hard to talk to people because we don't share the same kind of interests, or it feels like we're really boring because we don't have anything to actually talk about. I want to share a technique that makes our daily normal life a bit more interesting to talk about. And no, you don't have to be super outgoing or really outdoorsy for this to work. Because being interesting is about experiencing something in a different way. Then I'll also share what we can do if we have no interests or hobbies to start with. To become more interesting, we have to focus on the details. Effective experiences makes things interesting because no one has the exact same life, and it is interesting to see things from another person's perspective. If you want proof, just look up the Subway guy. The video is literally him just making a sandwich and talking about what he saw and how he experienced it. And this thing got millions of views. But what if our lives are really boring? This is where I talk about the famous quote by Sherlock Holmes that most people see but they do not observe. A good story is rarely about just the plot, but also how it's told. Just look at action films. They have barely any plot, but because the way that it's told is really exciting, still so many people go and they watch it. When we're going through life, it's usually moving really fast. And we don't really sit down and notice the things around us or the details of our lives. So now we're gonna watch a short clip about a guy who is walking around a supermarket, Tesco, and I want you to focus on how does the environment make you feel. So first I want you to notice that as you're coming in, there's all these blue container little elevation things that are under the different products for like wine or different drinks. And it gives a really storehouse, really like a warehouse type feel. Now also notice the store next. It's on like the top right-ish corner. And it has a really modern feel to it. You can see like the style is very minimalistic. And you have that really contrasting with the storehouse, warehouse feeling, and really feels kind of off. It doesn't feel like it fits in. Now look at a bunch of baskets that are just lying to your left. It's sitting there, it's really organized, but it's a little rough. It doesn't feel like it's really standard or really professional-ish. It's just kind of there. It has a really storehouse, really rough feeling, almost kind of like Costco. Now finally, notice the security guard to your right with his arms all crossed, and also the small little security cameras on the top of the ceiling as you're walking in. There's like, I think 5-6 of them or something. By pointing out these small details, it gives our daily life a little more things to talk about. So let's assume if I was actually there at Tesco, and I can share with one of my friends saying like, you know, the other day I was just walking into Tesco and I really noticed that it feels really like a warehouse. It's almost like a half warehouse. And then inside I see this like store that's just super modern and doesn't really fit in. I kind of want to maybe see what that store is about sometimes. And at the same time, I see like the security guard, they were just like fully armed with all these cameras, and it makes me feel like, okay, you know, I'm actually protected. But now I'm not actually just talking about me going to the store. I'm actually telling a small story about my experience going to Tesco. And we can really apply this to any part of our daily lives. Notice the small things. Maybe it's that mom with 5 kids or a misspelled sign that was kind of funny. But what if we don't have much hobbies or interests? In this circumstance, I usually recommend fitness. Because number one, this is a really popular topic. Because everyone likes to be fit, they want to eat healthier, and they want to look better. 2, your journey of change to become a more fit person is interesting to others. Maybe you notice the slight gain or decrease in muscle mass, or your weight overall, or maybe just your battle to not eat Oreos. Those things are fun, and there are little stories that you can tell. Actually, just starting out, I don't think you even need to do these super complex programs or sign up for a 2-year gym membership. Start simple. The first is cutting out refined sugar. And the tricky thing here is almost everything has sugar. So if you're deliberately trying to cut out sugar, you'll still get some sugar, just not that much. This means cutting out soda, sugary drinks, orange juice. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of sugar in orange juice. And replace them with like water or carbonated water or diet versions. Also, this includes cakes, tarts, donuts, all these sweet things, cut them out. Now you're in this process, this is where it gets interesting. Describe how you feel after you have cut out sugar. Did you crave sugar? Did you give in a few times? Did you feel more energy during the day? Did you feel a crash without the sugar? Did you see any changes in your body? How did the Frappuccino taste after a week of no sugar? So you can see all these things make for good stories. And stories are interesting. When we share these things in detail about our experiences and what we have gone through, we're letting the other person see what we see. Let's say if we already have our sweets handled, we can also do things like push-up, running, writing with our other hand, handstands, or even review food. So now we can see that every small change to our lives can make a difference and makes our life a little more interesting. If you have found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next time.